I was always athletic as a child, and I was always really thin. I played college basketball, had a scholarship to play down here in California. And then my ex-husband and I tried to get pregnant, and we realized we couldn't have kids, so we went through in vitro, and I gained over 100 pounds in a year. And it was so frustrating. They put me on a huge level of steroids, and you get to a point where you're like, how did that happen? All of a sudden you look in the mirror one day and you're all like, what is going on? How did that happen? So I hired a trainer. I went through all these different programs to try to lose weight. But when you get to a certain point, it's so frustrating because it's not like when you go, oh, I want to lose 5 pounds, you can see it right away. You see nothing with the first like 40 or 50 pounds. And so you get so frustrated. You keep trying and trying and failing, and finally you get to a point where you're like, I can't do it anymore. I don't even know if I can ever do it. And we were at a restaurant one time, and someone said, oh, have you ever heard about the lap band? And they had had it done by Dr. Ortiz, and like, oh, it's in Mexico. I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. Mexico? We're going to go to Mexico? I'm like, come on, there's no doctors in the States. And so then he started telling me about how Dr. Ortiz had everything he had done, everything about him, how many procedures he'd done, that he trained other doctors that were in the States. And so I went on and Googled the snot out of him because I'm like, I'm going to know everything about Dr. Ortiz before I even think about it. Actually talked to a bunch of people that had had the surgery, went on the website, found people, Googled other people that had had it that were on MySpace and Facebook and everything else, and talked to them. And then I started finding out all the cool things about Dr. Ortiz, and that he gives out his cell phone and all the things that he does. So that's when I decided to finally come here and take a chance and come talk to them and call their office.